So I actually believe that Wolverhampton is going to be the new Birmingham. And actually I believe that Wolverhampton will still become like the #1 place where people will much more rather visit than compared to Birmingham. Apart from the actual library and all the nearby stuff, especially the theatre, because I believe like that's still a clean area where people will still visit. But overall, I feel that people would much more rather visit Wolverhampton because of its safety and its reliability and basically its overall goodness, simply, especially in the city centre, where now it is actually going through an economic boom, especially for its notorious city college that has been reproduced here right in the damn city centre. You may be going like, why the hell are they actually making themselves a nice little chance of a basically a city learning course they're calling it, even though it's gonna be like a new campus in the city of Wolverhampton. And you go like, why the hell are they doing it? Well, there's multiple reasons. Number one is actually in the city centre, so it'll be a lot more easier to get to, since of course the bus station is nearby, the police station is of course across the street, the library is nearby, and of course while all the shops nearby will of course go through an economic boom, since of course everything's nearby, so it's pretty much the perfect area. You have food nearby, you have clothes nearby, you have anything nearby really, making stuff like that. There's no reason to in fact leave the city campus really, since it's of course the perfect area for anyone to simply go to. Of course the campus on 37 Garage Street will of course be pretty much constructed by around August or September-ish, because right now we're in of course solid June, I think. Yeah, basically around June now. It's of course gonna be like almost done. It just have to do a couple things where basically by September we hope to God that the campus will in fact be made, to be successfully produced. It's not that right, but if we actually, because since 2025 most shops have been closed down, and therefore right, the Starbucks that used to be at 25 Dudley Street has in fact moved upwards around the upper Dudley Street, where I'm actually going to talk about later. But basically, since that Starbucks actually closed down, what do we do now? Well, the man that said just gave it out for rent, and the Black Sheep Cafe that was supposed to take over was initially interested. What we meant initially was simply that they were interested, and then they were about to go to construction, and then they gave it a couple of years to think over it. Well, they basically did nothing at all and just abandoned it. Like, no progress was really happening, and then the Black Sheep Cafe literally removed itself, and then right, it just got abandoned until the Chopstick noodle bar decided to actually move in, where I believe right is a lot more better than the Black. Like, the Black Sheep Cafe had like real good waffles, but the noodle bar gives up more variety than a simple waffle shop. So therefore right, I actually believe like that the noodle bar will actually be will be a great economic boom towards the city. Now is that right? But you have of course the the shops over here, especially some vape shops that actually started to come in. Yeah, basically since 2024, 2025, a bunch of vape shops have actually moved in, taking some of the renting spots and just turning it around. For example, the Eat for Less place right would actually eventually be shut and be replaced by another vape shop. Like, I feel as if it's absolutely ridiculous, but to be honest though, the Starbucks have actually moved towards 40 Dudley Street, because I thought they actually moved towards around like Dudley Street, but apparently they didn't. They moved around like 40 Dudley Street, which is not gonna lie though a lot more better, since of course it's a lot more bigger shop, and then therefore it's a lot more noticeable. Now that right, but since 2024 right, there have been a lot more shit that's happening. For example, for example, like we have like 15 Dudley Street that's basically turned into an art installation type store. Especially so these the tease on the Google Maps, where basically it's turned into a nice art show where it can show art based on what the local Wolverhampton kids actually know, which is in fact real good. Like it shows not only like culture, but it also shows how lovely it is. But now I can't see the in fact. I don't really know where the fuck I can place myself, but basically, right, there's another video I really want to do where it's going to be based on the effects of Star and basically what happened to it, because not a video but a podcast episode, because basically I believe like it really deserves its own like history thing, because simply I don't even know what happened to it myself, like, and therefore I believe like we should in fact know what happened to it. Like, at least I found out where the old store used to be. Obviously, it's called the But anyways, there's another thing I want to talk about is the food stores. So basically, the Wolverhampton home store and all the other stores nearby on 10 Queen Street and down towards a solid 18 Queen Street has been, of course, under construction since around like 2022, but to be honest, since then, more shops have of course moved in, and particularly like food shops like KFC and Nebula have actually started to move into the Wolverhampton centre because they realised that they would actually get much more sales in the actual centre compared to outside the centre. But it's somewhere that simply, therefore, they'll actually much rather move in than actually move out. They still have stores outside around like Penn Road, but still now having a shop around Queen's Road is actually really good, since combined with the actual campus, will make sure that there'll be an increase of sales within the city centre, and therefore have much more economic booms inside the city centre than anywhere else nearby, to be honest. Now that might put 5th Dudley Street on that is supposed to be Sparkle has in fact turned into a clothing shop, and Poppy Geek Fight is still there, but got a little bit of renovation, but overall it is still the same, where I actually recommend you to go if you have some issues, especially if you have like a DS with a fucked up screen. They will in fact remove the fucked up screen. But mostly what I'm mostly here for is one fucking thing. That's right, if you go down towards about Victoria Street, which in fact has no place right that I can actually place it. Basically, Super Bowl has in fact opened nearby, and shows about right, this has been a positive impact. Not only because right, it's basically Bollywood Bowl, but moved inside of the Madness Centre, because Bollywood Bowl is located around Bentley Bridge, where it's not nearby towards us and we have to take a taxi there. So knowing that there's actually in fact a nice hangout spot nearby makes it so like that the economic boom is actually makes it so like that the economics of the Madness Centre will actually in fact increase even more. Where I actually believe that it's gonna be absolutely goated in my opinion, because this will actually bring back a lot more money, because trust me, I love the fucking money. Like the amount of money this will probably generate is massive. I literally spent like almost like £100 on it, but overall, like I feel as if like this could actually in fact generate a lot more money. Like this could actually generate like a lot of money personally in my opinion, like, because like and therefore right, do I actually see that there's actually gonna be like do I believe that there's gonna be in fact like gonna be like some sort of economic boom? Of course, I believe like in the future Wolverhampton's gonna get itself much more economic booms until it becomes the one true city that we actually all gonna believe in. It's gonna continue to be a rise and there simply there's no problem with Wolverhampton, while all the crime and gangs are happening in Birmingham. And that's another reason why people will not actually send their children outside, is because of Birmingham, because of the gang. But to be honest, they don't really fuck with the don't really fuck with the Madness Centre, so it's actually nice that that you can actually like, you know, not be fucked over. Right, that one, but Sega is a no company that would impact. But to be honest, now like Sega is actually gonna be like gonna be like a nice like company that actually sponsors the actual Super Bowl. Basically now like most price sections are gonna be covered up with the Sega stuff. I actually used some of them, but I actually not that bad. And I actually believe that if they made a Yakuza one, it would actually be goated, but they're mostly just Sonic the Hedgehog. But to be honest, I want some of the prizes like the Tokyo tablet, the drone, and the VR headset, but I do not know how much tickets they are, and I want to check the tickets because simply I went in and found the best farming material. That is simply doing the showing thing where basically you keep on shooting, and if you do two at the same time, you can in fact like do double time where basically you shoot everything right, and eventually it'll be real fucking good, especially for farming because you get 200 and some 200. Basically it'll be good really, especially for a farming material. Then have to be of course the basketball one, which have been farmed to oblivion, where you can actually in fact keep dunking it, and the world record was 999. So of course the fucking staff don't give a flying fuck, and why would they? Like, they're still earning money either way, and there's all fucking tickets in there, so yeah. But to be honest, I'm just ending here right now, where I believe Wolverhampton will of course get evolutionized from here right now. I believe as if like it will literally keep on going up and up and up and up, especially with new shops that are actually going to move into the Madness Center, where rent is going to be supposed to be cheaper, and overall it's going to be a lot more better for all of us. Safe in it.